Hey, it is me, D.L. Hughley. You do not want to miss the Straight Jokes No Chaser Tour with me, Cedric the Entertainer, Mike Epps, Earthquake, and DC Youngfly. We come to a city near you. Get there, it's going to be straight. Just all jokes. No chaser. All jokes. Neat. Be there.
All right, welcome to the Culture and Effect podcast. What's going on, man? I'm T Lake. And look, man, we're here. We're having a great time. This is a special edition of the Culture and Effect podcast. We're live right here from BONEKRUSHER Fitness Gym, man, his boxing gym here. And don't forget, man, before we get started, this episode is brought to you by Straight Jokes No Chaser, company tour happening in Bossier City, at the Brookshires Arena. Get ready to see D.L. Hughley. Who else on there, Brandon? D.L. Hughley, Mike Epps. You got DC Youngfly and Earthquake and Cedric the Entertainer. So get ready to see that, man. But look, man, we're live here for BONEKRUSHER youth boxing program, his gym, man, here. And we got my man Sam here. What's going on, man? I'll tell you, man. So look, we got a lot of things that we're going to be talking about, man, especially about your youth program, some of the things that you got going on right now, man. You're in a competition right now for a small business competition. Can you talk about that?
It's the FedEx small business competition. It's $50,000 grant prize for the business that they highlight now from now to March the 8th. It's a voting system where people can go online and vote, and whoever get the most votes, they will win $1,000 per day. So we're looking for votes on that, to support the program as well.
And as you see, man, if you want where to find a link, I just post the link right there in the comments. So, and I got it flashing right there across the screen. So look, man, make sure you go and click that link right now and vote. Let's get him. Let's see, can we get him to win that $1,000? Not only that, but that grand prize. What is the grand prize again?
The grand prize is $50,000. But for the first week and a half of the contest, they also giving some incentives to people that get the most votes. And when you click that link, you got to go in and type the business name, which is BONEKRUSHER Youth Program, and you type that, then you can hit that link and you can vote every day up until March the 8th. And then after that, the first top 100, it would go off into the grand prize nominations. Then
all right, up to it's going down. Brandon, you got anything you want to put in?
I'm just saying this is a very special episode. We got a lot to cover. Sammy has a very, very, very inspirational story. He's doing important work, and by the end of this podcast, everybody will see y'all will want to support.
Hey, man, so make sure you go to, like I said, I'm flashing the link right here again. And he prepared a video. This is the video that he did personally for the FedEx, this FedEx competition. I'm gonna post it right here. Let y'all check it out.
BONEKRUSHER Youth Program is a mentoring program that utilizes the sport of boxing to mentor youth in our community. With a lack of male mentor, BONEKRUSHER not only assists with self-defense, but we also assist with job placement, anger management, as well as life skills. Also, we host weekly Bible study with the older kids assisting the younger kids with cartoon Bibles. Some of the kids do compete on a competition level, but everyone in the program benefits. Learning to train hard, being not easily to be influenced, but overall having someone in the program to listen and talk to at any time. Yes, the pandemic has given us various challenges. However, we'll continue to reach our service out to many youth as possible. BONEKRUSHER Youth Program is here in our community to offer our service to parents with troubled youth, but overall, BONEKRUSHER is more than a workout. It's a movement.
And there it is, man. It's more than just a program. It's a movement. Hey, man, we're going to get into it. We're going to get ready to talk about some of this program, about to talk about this movement. So, man, just first off, man, like tell us a little bit about your story.
Yep. My name is Sammy Crawford. I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana, and I grew up, poor in the ghetto. Like the average young man, in the South, and got involved in gangs, making some wrong decisions, and running with the wrong crowd, and end up getting sentenced to 25 years in prison. And that was at the age of 17.
Oh,
Actually, I had
wow.
just turned 17 years old, and that was it was a moment in my life where I started to realize that those things that I really didn't take for granted, or things that I didn't realize, some of the decisions I made was would lead me to that situation, that a place of that, that magnitude that would transform my life. And I was, man, when I got that time, it was overwhelming, shocking, to me. So, it was life changing, you know.
Hey, and a lot of people, say that situation like you was going on. You before you went to prison, you was going down a dark path,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
a real dark path, man. And would you say today, going back looking at it, did prison change your life?
Oh yeah, definitely prison changed my life. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. You know what I mean? To each his own. You see multiple examples of guys going to prison, guys getting out of prison. And repeatedly seeing some of the same, behavior that led them to prison. But with me going into this prison system at such a young age and staying for so long, it was just doing that whole turn, where God, touched me, and it was a turnaround for me.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you, man. And some of those turnarounds, led you to a situation where you got into where what we see now, a boxing career, man. So, how did you transition from getting locked up, trying to find a path for yourself in the prison system, to becoming a boxer?
Well, it was an older guy that had been incarcerated for a little bit longer than me, who used to box at a young age. And he saw, even though I was incarcerated, I was still making some of the same bad decisions I was making prior to me being incarcerated. And he knew that I had a skill set of fighting. So he said, you around here fighting in prison, you might as well box, or at least you'll get an opportunity to utilize that anger and that frustration. But also, you never know, you may can fight your way out of prison, because they have had examples of guys, boxing their way out of the prison system. I didn't have a life sentence. So, it was a thought, and, that thought, provoked some action, Yeah.
So when was the time that you said, like, when was that time before, like, when you said, I'm gonna put everything, I'm in prison, I'm still, doing what I was doing before I went to prison? When was the time when you said, I'm gonna put everything aside and I'm gonna focus on this boxing and to help me stay out of trouble?
Well, the thing about staying out of trouble in prison, it wasn't the actually boxing that made me to stay out of trouble, because as I matured, during the time I was incarcerated, I just getting caught up in breaking prison rules became something of like an old, it was kind of like, I don't really have to do that. I did that, because I had been there, up in time. But, probably around my 11th or 12th year incarcerated, I'm gonna honestly say, if I would have been released, I would have probably been back in prison. But around my 11th or 12th year, I saw a guy come into prison, a very young guy come into prison, that really reminded me of who I was when I came into prison. Saggy pants, walking into the prison with his personal belongings in a little bitty sack. And he was walking into a world that he really didn't understand what he was walking into. He was fresh out the bus, and I saw the resemblance of me. And I just shook my head and I said, man, I got to change. And it was that moment where I had to say, man, it's here for the birds. I can't continue to live like this here. And it really changed,
When was that moment where you said, like, I think because you say you started boxing when you got to prison, right?
Yeah, I started boxing, maybe I was like 2 years into prison.
Two years into prison.
Yep.
What was the moment when you said, I really could do this? I could really, I can fight. I got hands. What was the moment when you said that?
I think it was that moment came when I went to sparring with guys. When I made that transition from Cottonport, Louisiana, which is a prison that I was incarcerated to, and I ended up getting transferred to Angola. Angola had maybe 6 of the top boxers in the Louisiana boxing correction.
Oh wow!
So and I initially got there, and when I joined the boxing team in Angola, I were holding my own with guys who were really professionals inside of the prison system. They were the top in the Department of Correction, which is the state of Louisiana. And I didn't even have the skill set with them, but just my fight, determination, will, it really gave me confidence that, okay, you can do this here. Yeah.
You just said it, man. Going through the prison system the way you did, man. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, but when we're gonna come back, we're gonna talk about how you coming out, man. You made the decision to get on the right path and make a career to yourself. Not only make a career for yourself, but teach other kids not to go down the same path you've been. So we'll be back with more right here from BONEKRUSHER's youth boxing gym, right here with more of the Culture and Effect podcast right after this.
Hey, it is me, D.L. Hughley. You do not want to miss the Straight Jokes, No Chaser tour with me, Cedric the Entertainer, Mike Epps, Earthquake, and DC Youngfly. We come to a city near you. To get there, you're going to be straight. Just all jokes. No chaser. All jokes. Neat. Be there.
BONEKRUSHER Youth Program is a mentoring program that utilizes the sport of boxing to mentor youth in our community. With a lack of male mentors, BONEKRUSHER not only assists with self-defense, but we also assist with job placement, anger management, as well as life skills. Also, we host weekly Bible study with the older kids assisting the younger kids with cartoon Bibles. Some of the kids do compete on a competition level, but everyone in the program benefits. Learning to train hard, being not easily to be influenced, but overall having someone in the program to listen and talk to at any time. Yes, the pandemic has gave us various challenges. However, we'll continue to reach our service out to many youth as possible. BONEKRUSHER Youth Program is here in our community to offer our service to parents with troubled youth, but overall, BONEKRUSHER is more than a workout. It's a movement.
All right, we're back live here on the Culture and Effect podcast. I'm T-Lay.
Brandon Richard.
And look, man, we got our man Sam here. And look, we're having a good time here discussing his program, man. Make sure you look, he's in a competition right now. So make sure you go out there to vote, man. The link is right there in I got the link set up right now inside the chat. I got the link set up. So man, make sure you go to the comments, click on that link. Matter of fact, I'll show it right here. Click on that link right there and vote. All right, so man, right now, let's get back into it. Get back to your story real quick, man. You're in the prison system. Yeah. You've been there some years now, man. And how did you was able to turn boxing into some sort of a career inside the prison system?
Well, it was in 2003. We were. It was me and another guy in prison, and we were asked to be a part of a newspaper article in the Times magazine, I think it was the Times or the Newsweek magazine, and it was an article that talked about how boxing changed people's life, and it was, but of course it was Bernard Hopkins had a piece in that interview. I had a piece in the interview. Lawrence Claybay. It was just guys randomly chose, and and when I sat back and realized how, I looked, because I was incarcerated, I looked at their careers, and they were, in society, and they were very successful. But to be asked to be a part of a newspaper article of such wide publication,
Yeah.
with guys who have been, who was incarcerated, start boxing while they was incarcerated. Now they was in society doing things that was, not only positive, but something that was able to contribute to society. It really, really touched me that, hey man, I can utilize this boxing skill set and, create a platform, on the day I walk out, So it was that seed right there that really just gave me the encouragement to, to move forward with utilizing the talent that I learned.
Okay. So how is like the boxing system set up for like how outside they have promoters and everything like that to promote fights, and you have managers to find you fights and everything. How is that set up in prison, and how does that system look as far as like climbing up the rankings? Is it different jails that have different is it different prisons that,
because you was a champion, right?
Yeah, I was a champion. Initially, when I came, I had to, learn, because again, I didn't, I come into prison, I didn't know, nothing about boxing. I wasn't introduced to boxing before I was incarcerated, but it's the LIBA, which is the Louisiana Institute of Boxing Association, is comprised of maybe 5 to 6 different prisons in Louisiana. You have Camp Beauregard, which is a half transitional unit. You have DCI, you have Cotton Poach, you have Elaine Hunt. It's maybe 5 to 7 different prisons that has boxing teams, and you have a total of 9 weight classes, and they set different sites. So each month throughout the year, you travel to different prisons, once or twice, depending on what prison you're in. They host a boxing match, and it's a novel. All of it is amateur boxing. It's a novel boxing matches, 2 to 3 minute rounds for first beginners, and then for open fighters, we 3 minute rounds, and we fighting guys who really have professional skills.
Yeah.
Guys who've been boxing 9, 10, 15 years, some guys who probably boxed before they was incarcerated, and some guys who have never been boxed on a professional level. But we fight for belts. We have a institutional belt, and you fight some of the baddest of the baddest, and you can just imagine what prison fighting is. It's a nasty sport. It's very vicious, but we have professional amateur referees that come in, and judges that make sure that it don't get involved. But you can just imagine some of the things you hear, and how some of the matches turn out, occasionally at times.
So man, when you was there, you were a champion. Yeah. What years were you a champion?
I won my first belt in 1997. I started boxing in 1994, but I lost my first 3 boxing matches. I lost those matches because of my inexperience. I was fighting guys who was way more experienced than me. I lost those boxing matches because I had stage fright. I never fought in front of 300-400 people before, and these are prisoners, and also people are allowed to come in and watch the fights. Man, you can just imagine some of the stuff you hear, especially when you travel to different prisons. Dude's gonna be saying stuff about your mom, or it's a lot of things to try to get in your head. So with me losing my first 3 fights, it was a transition of overcoming those insecurities to build that confidence up to be confident that I can
Be able to fight.
Fight the best of the best.
So were these boxing matches, they were open to the public as well?
Yeah, they was open to the public. You know, most prison boxing matches are open to the public.
Kind of like the rodeo they have in Angola.
Yeah, definitely. But not as big, but it's definitely open to the public and it's broadcast to us live.
Okay.
All right, so transitioning to coming out of prison to where we are now, man.
Yeah.
So, man, what was that path, man? What made, when you got out, what made you like, you know what? I want to open up a boxing gym. I want to do personal training for people. I want to get the youth and show them there's a better way to live, a better way to challenge their anger. How did that come about for you, man?
Well, I knew what boxing did for me. You know, because again, you know, when I started boxing, I was introduced based on my behavior. And also when I started boxing, I started utilizing the skill set and I started to apply to my life, which is the discipline part, because, you know, you have to have a certain discipline when you're in prison, because if you don't, you're around a lot of guys who can't not control their emotions. So you have to be disciplined in how you move in prison. So I started to utilize that, and I saw that it worked well for me. When I got out, you know, my initial goal was to, you know, utilize the skill set that I perfect, which is culinary arts. I still had a skill set as a trainer, but I didn't see that was going to make it a career. But God has a unique way of not taking our plans and and you know, have us, you know, following his plans, you know, which was, I thank God every day for that. And you know, I think that was in 2017, they had a spike of violence. I think they had about 4 or 5 murders in Monroe that happened all within a 2 to 3 week period, and they had a town hall meeting at the public safety building. And I attended that meeting, and they was asking for ideas on how can we, you know, utilize, you know, different things and ideas to, you know, work with some of the youth in the community. And I mentioned to them that boxing was something that can stop, you know, some of the violence in the city. And, you know, I had my ideas on 2 sheets of paper, and people, you know, some of the officials, you know, some of the officials that was in power at that time, they kind of like looked at my ideas, and they kind of brushed it to the side, you know. And I had some people there that supported me too as well, but it wasn't a time, you know. And I had to work very hard, building up you know, money to find me a building, and, you know, over time it all paid off, you know. And as you can see, you know, this is revelation of, you know, of that grind, that seed I planted, you know, at that meeting that day.
So, man, just out there right now, looking at things, looking at the situation out there right now, what is your plan for this community? What is your plan for this community and trying to bring the youth together here in Monroe?
What is your vision for this place, and what is your vision for what do you want to change or overall accomplish?
Yeah. So, you know, as a man, you know, we know in reality that we can't save everybody, but I would like to. However, with knowing that reality is that I have to try my best with all I can do. You know, I'm trying my best to communicate to people that's in power, or community officials, or school people. You know, we see characteristics in people. We see, you know, those patterns of youth that's going in the wrong direction. And for, you know, we talking about the ones that, you know, that's not too far, you know. And, you know, I just think that, you know, my goal or my vision is to grab a hold of them and get them in the program. And, you know, if anger or just that mentoring that they may need, someone who they can speak to, someone they can, you know, use, you know, a place where they can let their anger go away. You know, this is the, you know, this can be a place for that, you know. I tell people all the time, you know, number one, you know, my goal is not to have the best boxer. You know, I just want to be able to, you know, utilize this platform to make the best person.
So, do you see your program ever connected with like the youth right now that's on that line on that borderline, or at the point where you were younger, we have like the Green Oaks and Swanson, you think you get to the point where you want to reach out to them to see if your program can help, mentor, those kids that's on the line right now?
Yeah. In the past, again, things are so political and literary. A lot of people don't understand when you're dealing with, corrections and you're dealing with violence. A lot of time they think boxing is a violent sport. So in the past, I have reached out to people in those areas, and with the politics so involved, it's only so much they can do. I'd talk to administrators and say, hey, look here, hey, this boxing program may be great for those individuals, but with the politics that surrounds what these kids can get involved in, is only so much administrator can do. They would love to, but they have a job to fulfill, and it's just only a matter of time. I haven't gave up knocking on the door. Sometimes you can knock so many times and they may just say, come on in, let's try this here. So I've been knocking and knocking. They haven't opened those doors. I have been in the streets. I am, I have a current program where guys are coming in and I'm getting referred, but it's still, some places where I'm still having some resistance that, but I haven't given up on them.
Man, with the program that you have here, like it's so many things that this community, man, right now with video games and so much stuff going on, there's so many kids that's in school right now, like that's getting bullied, that can use this program to help they self-confidence. Because when you look at it, man, when you look at it, self-confidence, not only that, but just mental health is a big thing, man. We're losing a lot of kids to mental health. We're losing a lot of kids to getting bullied at school. We're losing a lot of kids, not only kids but grown-ups, man. Like, how was your state coming out? How was your mental health, man? How were you able to just center yourself coming out?
Well, it takes a village, even for a grown man. Acknowledging that you can't, you're not able to be social active is it's intimidating. It's intimidating to share with someone that you don't understand or you feel in a certain way. And it's intimidating to ask for help in certain aspects of when we talk about mental health conditions, because, we have so many influence that, that downplay, or that make fun of someone who may need some help on a mental level, on an emotional level. With me, I had a great church, and I know a lot of people, look at churches for different reasons. However, people at the church are all people that are looking for, communion. We're looking for fellowship, and inside that fellowship, I was able to find some people that understood that, hey, man, we are a village. We are all Christ's kids and children, and it takes a village. It takes a group to hold each other up, and that's why I found that place where people can help me move along, because you could just imagine being incarcerated so long and getting thrust back out into society and not having a really big support system like a person will really need to really navigate and be successful in this society, especially as a Black man. It's a lot of people take it for granted that, we look at the opportunities out here. It is opportunities out here, but sometimes those opportunities don't open up as fast as we think. And that's where a lot of people take for granted. They feel like, well, you can go out there and get a job just like anybody else, but sometimes those doors don't open up as fast as you say they may open, because, you see those opportunities out there, because there's some roadblocks out there. And during the course of those roadblocks, everybody might not have that inner strength to be able to just say, okay, I got denied today, I got denied today, I got denied today. Everybody don't have a patience to go through and get denied before they just say, well, let me make this quick little hustle, because they got denied 4 or 5 times. But having that support group to say, I know you got denied, brother, don't get up, it help and it helped me, you know.
Yeah, and I can see what you just said, man. I can see that in society today, where you have a lot of brothers that go into the system. They say that the jail system is there to help rehabilitate you. But you see a lot of guys that go there and steady and keep going back and going back and going back, and it's because what you just said. I feel like that. Okay, they need to do a better job when they know guys coming out, putting them in a situation to get that support group, to help them out to get the support group. Because, like you said, if they don't have it, they just gonna go back. They gonna keep getting denied for jobs. You know, I can't get this job, can't get that job. So what they gonna do? They gonna go back to what they know. They gonna go back to hustling. They gonna go back to the streets. Go back to the people that's not there to put them in the right position because it's easy for them. So you know, I feel like that's exactly what needs to happen. Needs to be more support groups out there that's willing to help support these guys, help support these women, these men that's in the prison system that did their time, that's coming out, that's trying to do right, trying to get right, you know.
Yeah, most definitely, man. It's you know, it is a small group that's trying, you know, it could be more, you know, and again, you know, it just, you know, as a person that's, you know, in a situation, and you know, if you make your mind up that, man, I want to move another direction from what I prior did, you know, you're gonna have to dig deep, because you know everyone has a unique situation when they're presented with a situation. You know, your situation may be different from mine. You know, you may get out and you may get some assistance right out the gate. Now the next person may get out and it may be a struggle. So that mental health support, whether it be from a professional or just someone at church or a family member, has to be someone that's going to be able to assure you that don't give up.
So where do you pull from when you have those times where you feel like, man, I'm running into these roadblocks, and you know, I'm trying my hardest. I'm trying to get this off the ground, trying to get this program rolling, or I'm running into this situation where they keep blocking me. Where you pull from to keep your motivation, to keep you going, to keep you on the great path that you're on now?
Man, you have to lean on scripture if you're a Christian, if you're a believer. And, you know, I'm not a scholar, but it's a scripture in Psalms to say, lean not on your own understanding.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand what that mean when it said lean not on your own understanding. You know, my understanding. Sometimes my mind tells me something totally different, what the opposite of what it is. When you try to lean on your own standard, sometimes our own say we misjudge things based on emotions.
So.
Yeah, on emotions. Yeah,
emotions.
And man, the crazy thing about it is emotions is what got a lot of people locked up.
Yeah. We respond a lot of time a little too fast off emotion, you know, in certain situations. You know, we don't process it right. You know, I can go back on multiple occasions where I made bad decisions and made those bad decisions based on emotional, you know, impulse moves, you know, and it cost me. But thank God, you know, I'm moving a lot slower than what I, you know, used to did, you know.
In boxing, you got to kind of tame them emotions.
Most definitely, you got to tame them, and that's why I always preach to, you know, people that's in power, who I appeal my program to, is that how good boxing can be for someone who has impulse movements. And impulse movement can be people with anger management, people that's out there in violence. You know, a lot of time, you know, when I was in prison, I met guys who were in there for, you know, violent crimes. And I was, you know, I was one of those guys. And most of us moved off emotions. And when you're very young and you're able to control those emotions, you know what you can do and what you can't do, and you're in control of those emotions. It gives you a different point of view of how you respond. When you're able to respond better, then you find yourself in a better situation of the consequences of your decisions.
Yes, sir. It's going down, man. This is the Culture and Effect podcast. Hey man, we're here at Bone Crusher's youth boxing program, man. Before I let you go, man, before we get closest out, tell the people a little about your program, about this boxing gym, where they can find it, how they can get in touch with you.
Yep, our Bone Crusher Youth Program. We're located at 3307 Renwick Street, Monroe, Louisiana, 71203. You can contact me through my phone number, 318-789-6692, 318-789-6692. We're a non-contact boxing program for youth, and then also we have a competition aspect to it as well. The non-contact boxing program for youth is, we allow girls and boys to come in. That particular part of the program is an opportunity where people can come in, learn the basic boxing skills, learn the techniques, but also we utilize the program to assist in just, people that have youth that's, not active, or youth that play video games all the time, or not social active, or just based on, those those traits that we see, in the inactive youth. But in the competition level, we're a USA boxing certified gym, where our goal is to train a youth to be able to fight for the Olympic gold medal. That's it. That's all. We not the silver, not the bronze,
the gold.
Gold. That's our goal, is to train youth that want to fight and box on a competition level to perform for the gold, because it's a great benefit. However, we'll love to get the bronze, we'll love to get the silver, but we want to make sure that we continue to preach to our youth. The expectation is always high. However, we don't want to let them downplay themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Well, Sam, man, appreciate you for hosting us here at your gym, man. It's a beautiful gym. Man, he got so many things set up, so many programs set up for the youth, not only youth, but personal training for adults too, man. If you're looking for, especially women, man, we ain't touching that, especially women these days that need self, just to be able to to defend themselves, man.
Self-defense training. Our goal is, a lot of people come to me for personal training service because of the boxing training. I train the traditional training, but when I include boxing training, it helps burn body fat. It helps tones you up. If you're someone who just had a baby, who want to lose their little postpartum or belly fat or something like that, boxing training is a great training opportunity to help burn, get you back on that weight level where you would prior to your birth. But overall, boxing training is a very great training. It helps burn body fat, help build muscle. But also, when we include the boxing training, it gives you that confidence that, you can protect yourself regardless if you got a male or a crowd with you, if something was to happen to you.
So what is the rates and stuff you're looking like for somebody that want to come in?
Personal trainer search, one session or person trainer is 30 to 40 minutes. It's $20 a session. Our youth mentoring program for the kids is $120 a month. Kids don't have to bring nothing. We provide hand wraps, gloves. We have snacks. We have people donate snacks. So kids come here. They don't never have to go hungry. They run to the refrigerator 1,000 times. We don't care. We let them eat as long as they eat everything. It's a great program where they feel comfortable. We don't play no hard rap or nothing here. We play Christian rap music all day long. And I was one of the ones that like rap music. When I started listening to gospel rap, I realized I like that better.
What's your favorite Christian rapper or gospel rapper? CHH
Lecrae. And I knew it.
Lecrae, he sang.
I'm familiar with
Lecrae. He got one with Ty. He got one with Ty Dolla $ign. Blessings. Man, it's just a few of them, man, that I listen to. Ty Triplett, he got an R&B hit, man, with
Hey, I like Ty Triplett, man.
Ty Triplett, I'm trying to think of that song. Man, just workout is
if he did it before, he'll do it again.
Man, I like listen to that Mary, you know what I'm saying? That get up, also the one where she say with ooh, man, it's just
a lot. Man, big shout out to some of the people that's listening, man. Big shout out to my man Robert, also my man Grave Digger. Big shout out to Grave Digger. Big shout out to Robert Harris, man. Big shout out to my man doing that. Also, my wife, she listening. She said, "Go ahead, sign her up." So I guess I gotta sign her up now.
Yeah, come on through.
So man, make sure y'all click on that link, man. Click on the link that you see posted right there and vote, man. Let's push these votes up today. Make sure you get out there and vote. Man, we appreciate you having us. Appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget, man, it's the Culture and Effect podcast, and it was brought to you by my people over there at Straight Jokes, No Chasing. It's a comedy show coming to the central, where it used to be the Central East, the Brookshire Arena now in Bossier City, man. Get your tickets right now. You got D.L. Hughley on there, Mike Epps, Cedric the Entertainer, DC Young Fly, and Earthquake, man. Make sure you get your tickets now. It's going down March the 11th.
Are you gonna do a giveaway?
Not today. So, man, also, man, don't forget about Hangout Music Festival. Hangout Music Festival happening in May, and we're going to be broadcasting live from the beach at Hangout, trying to bring you some of the action live, some interviews from artists, and so much more. It's going to be happening there.
And it's just the beginning of the Culture and Effect on the road. This was very interesting podcast and interview. I learned a lot about what's going on. His story is inspiring. He's trying to do a lot of great work. So y'all hit that link at the bottom of the screen. Vote. You took it away.
It's still there, man. I just took it off the screen.
Oh, my bad.
All right, man. So look, man, make sure you go out there and vote. Make sure you do your thing, man. Sam, thank you for stopping by, man. I'm telling you, this was a great podcast. We're going to be doing more things in the community, more things for the culture, man. Big shout out to everyone that's out there listening. We got some mental health stuff coming, some mental health specialists going to be stopping by. Look, man, we got a lot of things popping off.
He didn't say nothing about it, but T-Lay, he did a little boxing.
Oh, yeah. I did a little boxing. I ain't say nothing about it. I did a little boxing with Glenn, you know.
Yeah, took him in the gym a little earlier.
Yeah, I even won 3 matches. I think I went 3-0. We're doing my thing. All right, but man, big shout out to everyone, man. We appreciate the love. Yeah, I think that's it, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Culture and Effect podcast. Hit that link, vote right now.
Good, y'all. This your man said Entertainer. Check it out. I'm about to hit the road. We about to pull up on you with the Straight Jokes, No Chasers tour. It's Liddy. Me, my man Mike Epps, DC Young Fly, Earthquake, and DL Hughley. It's going down. We coming to a city near you. Get those tickets, y'all. Don't miss these barrel of laughs. You feel me? A cornucopia of giggles. Let's go.